Howdy, y'all.
Hi, guys.
It's Ryan.
And Angela.
From Warefoot.
Yeah.
I'm not really in Warefoot. We're from RNA Music, your favorite mom and pop guitar shop and music lesson studio.
That's us.
Deep in the heart of Texas. What's that? That's crazy sounds everywhere. And we are here to answer your questions. Let's get to it. First question. Adam Lamar, who's in Warefoot?
Yeah.
I didn't plan this, actually.
No.
I didn't plan this. Warefoot promotion. I just turned our heater off. It's making noises.
Makes me nervous. I don't like it.
Adam Lamar says, does Canton have a salad palace? That's where we should all be eating. LOL. I think he's referring to the Dairy Palace where we tend to eat when we have special events and clinics.
Yep.
Or as Ike affectionately calls it, the Butter Palace. The Butter Palace, Dairy Palace.
Yeah.
We do not have a salad palace that I'm aware of. Where's the best salad in Canton, Angela, since you eat salad?
I don't know if there is a good place to get salads in Canton.
Jerry's Pizza actually has good salads.
No.
No, they don't? I wouldn't know. I've never eaten one, but somebody said they were good.
Yeah, it's too much lettuce, not enough other toppings.
It's all filler, no killer.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, salad's really bad for people because my friend Pete got the E. coli from some salad and he was miserable. Yeah. So I'm like, you know what?
You get E. coli from a lot of things. So.
But lettuce apparently is highly contagious.
Right.
Where else?
The Dairy Palace has good salads, I guess.
They?
Yeah, they have salads.
I don't know. I know they have taco salads.
Yeah. I think Subway has pretty good salads. I've never eaten their salads, but they looked pretty good. They chop it up really fine, so it's like almost like coleslaw, which I don't like, so I never get their
coleslaw is not.
I never really get their salad, so I don't know.
Walmart.
Yeah.
Walmart.
That's what we have around here, folks.
We have Walmart salad. What's that place that has the it's over by Dairy Queen?
McDonald's. Oh, Schlotsky's?
Schlotsky's.
I've never had their salads. So I don't
Neither
know.
have I.
I have their sandwiches, but I've never had their salads, so I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Maybe someone should open a salad palace in Canton, Texas.
Call it the Salad Palace.
Salad Palace.
Yeah.
We only serve salad.
Salad all day long. Fried salad, which would probably
deep fried salad. Yeah.
Here.
I'm doing good. I've actually tasted some spinach lately, so it's a little chilly.
A little chilly. I got a chill.
It's a little brisk here in Canton, y'all. I've got my hoodies back here. I might put it on a little bit if it gets cold.
Maybe. Baby,
it's cold outside.
Yeah, it is.
And wet and rainy.
It is.
Yeah, we should probably all be eating salad though. Hey, Shannon has been eating nothing but salad. She's lost a ton of weight.
Yes, she has. I'm so proud of her.
Like, that's super awesome. Like every time
she looks great.
It's one of my students' parents. She's lost. She just like, I just eat salads now. I'm like, I don't like
drinking
salad.
tons of water. She's like, no soda, no chips, no candies.
Just salad. Salad. Ugh. It works, apparently. So
that'll do it.
We should probably try that, Adam. How to eat spinach? I don't like lettuce, but I can tolerate spinach.
It's just so funny to me. I'd rather have lettuce than spinach.
Lettuce tastes like
lettuce.
Bad stuff.
Just water and
green water. Next question, Todd Bogley. Let's move away from the lettuce questions. It says, okay, I have two questions. First, and it may be...
it may have been.
First, it may have been answered before, but do you feel Schecter is more of a west side of the Mississippi brand? I do see a lot more people using the brand more so there than on the east side. And and this one is for anybody. How do you feel about being recorded at an audition? I went to an audition for a bass player position in a somewhat more well-known artist band in our county's scene, and they recorded me playing the songs they asked me to learn. I would have been cool with going over the performance and taking any constructive criticism. Instead, they planned on listening to it at a later time, which was kind of unsettling. Aside from the fact that this was my first time meeting all of them, and I wasn't too pleased with the bass tone coming back in my monitor mix. Either way, I got it or I didn't. LOL, hope all's well. You guys, way to go. Hashtag KT. You guys is way. All right. So, Schecter, west of the Mississippi. Slippy Lippy. Well, there's a lot of land west of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
There's more America west than there is east.
Yeah.
Land. I don't know about people, population-wise. You know, I don't know. I've never really thought about it that way because, I mean, they're based in California, so obviously they're going to have a pretty strong West Coast presence in California, particularly, I think. But, you know, it seems like I've seen people all over the country playing Schecters. I mean, particularly if you're into like rock and metal, that seems to be the, you know, what people who play that style of music kind of gravitate towards Schecter and ESP, LTD, which are also California-based companies. But nah, I don't really see them as more of a West Coast, East Coast, the best coast, which is the South Coast where we are, the best coast. In Texas. No? We're not the best coast?
No, I don't think our coast is the best.
It ain't real pretty down there.
Kind of muddy.
It's kind of dirty. The dirty coast. We're the dirty coast. But, no, I don't really necessarily see it that way. But, you know, what do you guys think? Do you think Schecter is more of a West Side brand? Or do people all over the world play Schecters?
I don't know.
I don't really see it that way, but that's interesting. I'd like to hear what you guys think about that. As far as being recorded for an audition, what do you think about that?
I think that's a little odd because, I mean, I don't know. Guess it depends on the reputation of the people who you're performing for. But, yeah, I've never been recorded. I've had people take notes and gotten back with me. Yeah. But not necessarily recorded.
Yeah, for later evaluation.
Yeah. I think that it gets tricky whenever, you know, because what if you were amazing and they're like, no, we're not going to, you know, whatever. But then somebody uses your riff or what you did that they really liked and they steal it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then they can place it on any recording.
That's kind of, well, he was probably playing their songs. He was probably playing
their
music.
I know, but like it's him playing though.
It's him. Yeah.
You know, they're like, wow, we really like the way he delivered on that. We were looking for that. And then never tell him, but then add, you know, he's listening to their, like,
the guy they hired is like, can you do it more like this guy? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's
it's just weird.
I've never done that. You know, I've never been asked to do that. I've gone to auditions where it was like, hey, get up and play. All right, awesome. We'll call you.
Yeah.
Or not. You know. I guess it depends on the level of the artist, maybe. Like, if it was Metallica, I'd be like, okay, whatever you guys want.
Right.
Because you're Metallica. Right?
Yeah, you can record me all day long.
Yeah. You know, but if you're not a national band, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's kind of odd.
It really is.
I would agree with that. It's a little odd. But maybe they want to take their time and they want to be able to come back and...
Yeah, and it probably depends on how many people they have lined up, where if it's like a whole bunch of people, they, you know...
Yeah, if you had 5 dudes, it's probably easy to figure out.
Right.
If you had 50 people audition...
Yeah, they might need to...
They probably, you know, want to be able to really kind of take their time making the right choice.
Because then it's like, okay, we labeled it, we wrote it down, this is who this person is... And then we put a face to you know, if they took a picture of you or they have something to go by. Oh yeah, we really like that guy's tone. You know, play it through and then kind of narrow it down.
Like the stage presence.
Yeah, kind of see that. But
it's interesting.
I guess it depends on the whole entire situation. You know, how it was set up. You know, how many people were auditioning. You know, what was it for? Where were they going to go with it? I mean, if it's just a local type thing, then there really is no point. That's just trying to make themselves out to be bigger than they really are. But if it's something like, hey, we're about to launch something really big and we want the best person to deliver this tone and the sound, and to really mesh well with our band. And I can kind of see that them trying to take some time to really make sure.
Yeah, it's it's kind of situational.
You know,
it's never happened to me, but
yeah.
I think she's right. I think it depends, like how many auditions they were having, and maybe the music industry has changed. Like things are completely different now, and media is a big deal, and YouTube and social media and marketing, and it might be one of those things like if they're real big into doing videos and stuff like that, they maybe they want to see what you would look like in video form if that's a big part of their particular marketing.
Right.
Maybe I could see that, I guess, but still, I think you could probably figure that out in person. You're like, hey, I like this guy, he plays really well, or like I like his vibe, or
right.
I don't know. I think it would make sense if they had a whole lot of people auditioning.
Right.
I could get that, but yeah, it's a little odd. You guys tell us, what do y'all think? Thanks for the question, Todd. Very interesting questions.
Here just
Appreciate
trying
it.
to think of like what would be the use of it, or like the guitar player, maybe the guitar player, the lead guitarist probably wasn't there, or lead vocalist, or was it, so they had to sing along with it at another time, or play along with it at another time. So.
Or maybe one of the decision makers couldn't be there, so they wanted to.
Yeah.
That could be it. Maybe. Still kind of a unique situation.
It really is.
Next question, Driddle. D. Riddle. What is on your zombie apocalypse mixtape? Well, I'm probably not too concerned about listening to music if I'm running for my life.
Right.
Do we have electricity in the zombie apocalypse?
Yes. Are we using Walkmans?
Is it in the car?
Is it a literal mix tape?
Or is it a mixed CD?
Because, if you had plenty of AA batteries, you could probably listen to a Walkman.
Sure. You've probably got all the AA batteries in the world.
Yeah.
It's a low demand for. You want to go first?
Oh gosh. I don't know.
What makes you run fast?
It's the end of the world and we know it.
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
Creeping Death.
We didn't start the fire.
Bunch of ironic songs.
Very ironic,
To keep you laughing.
War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Something just to keep the laughter, I guess, alive.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Something that would just be like, yeah.
Bunch of Weird Al songs.
No. Definitely not.
No, thank you. White and nerdy.
I don't know, something along those lines, probably a lot of 70s Vietnam songs, something like, probably like the Forrest Gump soundtrack.
That's a good,
Yeah. There's something happening here, what it is.
Exactly clear. Yeah.
There's a man with a gun over there.
There's a man with some teeth over there.
Tell me I got to beware. Yes.
Give me some Thriller.
I would totally, Thriller. Yeah, so probably something along those lines.
All right, great. Well, I was thinking about this earlier, briefly for a half second. I thought, all right, probably the same mixtape I have everywhere, but I probably have some Metallica and some Pantera and some Sepultura and some stuff to get you fired up, like your workout tape.
Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, like something to make you run fast.
I won't do what you told me.
I ain't gonna do what you tell me, zombie. Shoot. Chop you, I'm not do what you tell me. I probably have a bunch of metal stuff, a bunch of fired up, run faster.
And I have ironic, war songs probably.
Yeah. And probably like some Audible books, like how to make medicine out of green beans.
Yeah.
How to make antibiotics.
Some podcasts.
From
very famous, underground.
Yeah, like
butters,
how to grow food.
Guys
how to
who
make
bug
medicine.
out on, have planned their bug out mission.
Yeah, I'd have survivor podcasts, survivalist podcasts. That'd be good. And the metal. Yes. All the metal. Thanks for the question, man. Followed by Walking Dead 1369. That's kind of funny.
Isn't it
Although
ironic?
it's not Walking Dead. It's more like...
ironic.
It's not a zombie thing, but it's still funny. Yeah. If you could sit down for a day with any musician, living or deceased.
Not a zombie.
Not a zombie. Not zombie Dimebag Darrell. Regular Dimebag Darrell.
Yes.
Who would it be? Oh man, any musician, living or deceased.
Living
for a whole day?
Deceased.
For a whole day. Well, that's tough because, like, wouldn't you want to bring somebody back from the dead? Because there's a slim chance any of the living musicians, you actually might bump into them and be able to have a conversation.
Right.
All the dead ones, it ain't gonna happen.
Never.
So
Never.
You probably
deceased. Ooh. Musicians, vocalists. Does that count?
Yeah, they're musicians. Kind of. Singers are kind of musicians.
Depends on if they wrote their own music or not.
That's true. They might just be meat puppets.
If I could sit down anyone living, it would probably be right now Elton John.
Really?
Yeah. He's had a long,
he's pretty
brilliant
career. Successful.
Yeah, pretty freaking like creepy. Bed at a crossroads with a demon, deal with the devil type successful.
Elton John went down the crossroads.
You know, I mean, seriously successful. Everybody's been talking about the new commercial that he's had, the Christmas commercial.
Have you seen it? Nope.
Oh, it's
good?
so touching.
Is it? I haven't seen it.
And when I saw it, like, I love Elton John's music.
Is it a Coca-Cola commercial?
I don't think it is. Maybe? I don't know.
What's it for?
I can't remember what it's for.
It's for Christmas.
Yeah, it's talking about gift giving, and he sits down at his piano, and I don't think he breaks up in a Coke. I don't think it's a Coca-Cola commercial. It might be. Coca-Cola is everywhere.
Pepsi.
But he's sitting down at this piano, and he starts to play a melody, and it just reminds him, and he starts going back in time from that moment to the
phone. We're closed.
Who is calling at almost 8 o'clock at night?
Good. Maybe it's Paul.
Why would he call your cell phone?
I don't know. Yeah, he would normally would.
Thank you for calling RD Music in Canton, Texas. We're unable to come to the phone.
Go get it if it's him. So it's very moving. He's sitting down at the piano and he starts to remember himself like at the performance previous, like recently. And then goes to another performance and he's singing that song. You can tell everybody this is your song. Mm-hmm. And it's the same song over, like when he performed it over, and it goes every year. It goes to a different, like the earlier performance to the earlier performance to the earlier. It like goes through his whole entire life until the moment where he's like playing, getting music lessons when he's a little kid, into whenever he's just like fiddling with the piano, and then when he gets his very first piano. Mm-hmm. And he's this little bitty kid, and he sits at the piano and starts to play, and his mom and his grandmother are there with him, you know, and he's like in the 50s, like at this piano, and he starts to play it, and then he goes back to him at this age, and he's just like, you know, and it was just like this touching moment where he was like, I'm so thankful for all the stuff.
He got a piano for Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what it was?
It was, yeah. And it was just like this, like, oh wow, I remember. And it was the piano that he's sitting at is the piano that he got when he was a kid. You know?
Interesting.
Yeah, it is moving. So when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, he has been around forever. Like, he's been around forever.
He's written a few songs.
Yeah, and like
him
time. And Billy Joel, they've been so much a part of my life musically that I would, yeah, both of them definitely living, I would totally sit down with. Deceased, Lena Horne, Aretha Franklin, yeah, she's recently deceased. I mean, these were some women that are just recently, but yeah, definitely those two. I don't know, someone like we're gonna mention them later, like Chuck Berry, or you know, Tina Turner's alive, but
yeah.
You know, just people that you remember as kids that just paved this way.
Does King David count?
Yeah, King David, yes. He was
a musician.
He was old school. Yes, the original. He's OG.
Yeah, how many Psalms?
Yeah,
all
that he
songs.
just...
That would be That'd be
pretty cool. Like,
that's a good one.
Yeah.
I picked King David.
Yeah, King
I'm
David.
like, all right, you guys do some questions.
Yeah.
But this whole, what were you thinking?
Yes.
Tell me about this Goliath situation.
Right. Yeah, he was a musician, definitely.
He was Bad Mama
He
John.
was like the musician. A lot of songs are based off of lyrics that he wrote. So.
That's my alarm. I'll be right back. I have an alarm to remind me to do things.
Yeah. All right. So King David would be great. But that's who I pick. I mean, there's so many others. You could be here all day naming people that you would just love to
Well, we can't be here all day. We got stuff to do.
But those were especially Elton John was probably the first
John.
one, because you could just, his process, what made him go from learning like classical music as a kid to like, I want to be that, and who was his first inspiration, who was the first musician that he saw live on probably a variety show somewhere, on the Ed Sullivan show or something, that he was like, I want to be that person, the next blah blah blah, Keith Green.
Keith Green.
Keith Green. That's another one.
Okay. Let me think. James Hetfield for the living.
Well, yes.
Are you surprised?
No.
No. I'm not surprised either. It's for a whole day, me and James, we're going to ride in hot rods and shoot guns and play all of his guitars. I'm going to secretly take one. He's actually going to give me one because he's going to be like, I like this guy. You want one of my guitars? Yeah, sure, man. Yeah.
I can see that happening.
Yeah.
And by the end of the conversation, he'd be like, please stop saying that.
Yeah.
Please stop saying that.
Yeah. Yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah.
Jimmy Hetfield and me, like this. And then, deceased, I would pick Dimebag Darrell. Because he's from Texas. What was that?
What was you?
Oh, that was my phone vibrating. Dimebag Darrell. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool. I don't know. I would hope so. I've never heard a bad story about him. I've always heard about how great he was to his fans, and they always took a lot of time to, they were grateful for their fans because they knew the reason they had the laugh they had was all because of the fans. Right? So I would like to sit down with him. Now, I wouldn't want to, I don't drink or smoke anything.
Right.
So that would be kind of weird because they like to drink and smoke things. James doesn't. James is clean and sober nowadays.
Right.
So I'm like, if me and Dime could just have Dr. Pepper or Monsters.
Yeah.
But that would be the two, because probably as a young guitar player, I mean, my biggest influences at that age of my life was Metallica and Pantera. So to be able to sit down with both those guys and pick their brains and really just talk, just chat, it would be really cool. So those are my two.
There you go.
Super predictable. Super predictable, probably. But
Yep.
thanks for the question, Walking Dead. All right, next question. Just fun guitar. Great episode. Thank you. Question: who is your favorite R&B go-to? I really like Chuck Berry, Ike and Tina, Rolling Stones for that genre. For pure blues, I like John Lee Hooker, B.B. King. I don't know why I emphasize Hooker.
Because you're goofy.
Because I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
Buddy Guy.
It's like goofy and dork at the same time, so it's like Gorfy.
I'm Gorky.
You're Gorky.
You're Gorky.
Yeah.
Gorky Park. Buddy Guy, Muddy Waters, and of course the most toneful is SRV for sure.
Yes.
Favorite R&B go-to?
Ooh, golly. Ooh, wow. Favorite R&B go-to, Al Green, Marvin Gaye.
Let's get it on. That's Marvin Gaye. Did I get that right?
Oh gosh, so many.
Not all of them favorites. You gotta pick a favorite.
Those are I like Al Green for sure. I played his whole album the other day while I was folding clothes. Literally, I just put it on YouTube. You can find,
Just play a whole record.
Play a whole record of Al Green, and that is just because my dad taught us how to dance to Al Green, and the Winan brothers, and yeah. So that's my go-to, I guess, right off the top of my head. I didn't like the Ike and Tina era.
Ike and Tina.
Just the Tina.
Just some Tina.
Rolling down the river was Ike and Tina era, for sure. But
that was a good one.
That was about it for that time. When I was old enough to understand, and I think my parents had an Ike and Tina album for a little while, and then they got rid of it when. And then we had a Tina Turner cassette tape with Private Dancer on it. I remember singing Private Dancer, and my mom was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Hold on there, Miss Thing."
No, ma'am, you're not singing Private Dancer. Do you understand what you're saying? And then we made the oh wait, that's the same lady. Yeah, that's the same. What happened to Ike? And my parents actually sat us down and talked to us about that. The situation.
He was abusive.
Yeah, and yeah, after that I was like, yeah, I can't. Now when I see him, I just get so angry.
Yeah.
Jackson 5, that was a big go-to as a kid.
Does Prince count as R&B?
Yeah, pop really more.
Okay, pop and B.
Yeah, Michael Jackson was more pop when they were littler. They were more like kind of rhythm and blues get considered kind of poppy still, but yeah.
I played the crap out of some Purple Rain.
Oh my gosh, Lionel Richie. Yeah, Purple Rain.
I like that whole record. I used to be swinging in my tire swing under a big tree out on the farm
in
East Texas, swinging and singing "When Doves Cry." And I was like, I don't know. You're talking about being a kid. You're talking about singing Private Dancer. You're like,
I know. Dancing for money, do what you want me to do. I'm like, what?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I have no idea.
That's not right.
When you're a kid, you're just singing the lyrics.
I remember the music video to Private Dancer. That's so crazy. I was like, wow, she's so pretty. I love that. It was all these drapes and stuff, and she's moving through this.
She's a stripper.
I'm like, what? Oh my god.
She's dancing for money, girl.
Do what you want me to do.
Do what you want.
Oh gosh, but yeah, Al Green is my go-to R&B artist. Another one, Luther Vandross was big for me as a kid. Bless his heart. Yeah, it was sad when he died. He died too young. Sure. It was just horrible. Trying to think R&B. That's hard for me.
That's easier for you than it is for me. I don't know.
Because R&B rhythm and blues, See, I
don't really think of the Stones. Because I think of the Stones as more rock and roll.
Yeah.
And then R&B is like what you're, but
yeah.
I mean, it's rock and blues, right?
Yeah.
Rhythm and blues.
Rhythm and blues. Mm-hmm. R&B took such a weird turn. So you think of when I think of R&B, I think of Boys to Men and
Babyface. Babyface. Eric Clapton.
Yeah, Eric Clapton's a little rhythm and blues. Anita Baker is rhythm and blues. Tony Braxton. Stuff like that.
Tony Braxton.
Yeah. Yeah, she's constipated. Anita Baker, forget about it. She was oh my goodness. My dad had her album and we played that all the time. And he was like, we're cleaning, what do you want to put on? We're like, Anita Baker. She had just the most velvety voice. I just loved it. Deep alto. And I could actually sing along with her as a kid because my voice has always been kind of husky. And it was
I've always been kind of husky too.
Yeah. So I think those are my go-to. I wouldn't necessarily think of Chuck Berry because I think of Chuck Berry as pop.
Yeah, it's kind of rock and roll, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the granddaddy of rock and roll.
Yeah.
In a way.
So, yeah. guess we'll say like rhythm and blues kind of morphed into something different in like the 80s. 80s, it took on a whole different vibe. Like you wouldn't call like Whitney Houston rhythm and blues. You know, she's pop.
Yeah.
But some people do. Some of her songs were rhythm and blues.
They kind of consider it. That's a tough one.
It is.
What do you guys and gals consider rhythm and blues, and what do you think is not rhythm and blues?
Right.
That'd be a good question because I don't know. I'm not really. I don't think I ever had a favorite. I mean, I like Prince, but I don't know if Prince counts or is he pop?
I think he's more pop.
Like he's a pop artist. He's not an R&B artist.
This is like dun dun dun. You know,
oh, it's kind of like a Tina Turner song.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is R&B really? You know?
And then they have there's certain songs that fit into that genre. That's what I'm saying. It kind of people took advantage of the pop sound, but they also had their deep roots. In
I don't think I have a favorite artist.
Aretha Franklin.
I think there are songs.
Pointer Sisters.
Like there are specific songs from a lot of those artists. Like I couldn't name a bunch of those songs, but you can play me a couple of songs from any of the artists you named. I'll be like, oh yeah, that song.
Yeah,
I know that. I know that song. I don't know that artist's catalog.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's tough.
That wore me out some Boyz II Men. Like
I'm not a big.
I can probably sing by heart almost every single Boyz II Men song. Like. Every single one, because we wore, especially album number 2, out.
Yeah.
Not like Motown Philly.
Does Led Zeppelin count as rhythm and blues?
Maybe.
A little bit.
A little bit,
They played some blues.
Yeah.
Hot Rodded Blues.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin's my favorite rhythm and blues band. Followed up very closely by Greta Van Fleet. Second favorite rhythm and blues band.
Second favorite of all time.
Greta Van Fleet.
Yes. Stop.
You stop. Greta Van Halen.
Won't stop till we get enough.
Yeah, there you go. Now blues is a different thing. Blues is different. But
completely. That's what's so funny is like you have that blues, like that very just soulful, gut wrenching, you know, and then you have rhythm where it's like kind of has that the gut wrenching.
Yeah, it's happy gut wrenching. It's happy to wrench your guts out. Or not. Blues is not happy.
No, not so much because it's the blues. Unless you're like Holly Golightly.
My third favorite blues artist is Anthony Acconvigello from Flipside Music in Denver, Colorado. He's really good.
I know he is.
I was actually.
He makes some good music.
I was editing a video from our first trip to Denver like 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
I was like, there's a video, and Ike's trying to teach me some blues licks.
The last note.
Yeah. Because you gotta go back to that. Go back to your one, basically. Your root note.
I like
But it's just a nice little. You just kind of, you can just play him, it's like BB's box. That's just, squeeze the crap out of that.
Yeah.
So
Nice one.
That's an easy one. Oh, you're good.
Somebody's texting.
Being summoned.
All right, one more lick, and then we
One
gotta
more,
shut her down.
And I was like, so I'm sitting here watching it and like in editing, I'm like, he's really good at that.
Yeah.
Like he's a really good blues
I'm picking up
player. And you know, I'm sitting in his house and he's singing and playing. I'm like, man, you definitely like at the blues, man. Like like there are people who do the blues, play the blues. It's like I'm playing the blues.
Yeah.
Like a rock
There's
guy.
someone who's like lived.
There's a rock,
It's
you could tell like a rock dude who's playing blues, and you can see like a blues guy who's playing blues.
Right.
And Ike's a blues guy. So.
Yeah. Ray Charles.
Yeah. Stevie Wonder, does he count? Is
Yes.
he R&B?
Yes, he's R&B.
I met him at the NAMM show. I didn't meet him. He was surrounded by an entourage. I saw him.
Yeah.
He was like right there. I'm like, he didn't see me, but I saw him, and I was like, I'm like 10 feet away from legendary.
Yeah. He didn't even take a selfie.
I didn't. I was in awe. I was like,
See, that would be another person I would
Did
love
I
to
not?
sit down with is Stevie Wonder. No, you didn't.
yeah.
Because I think I probably would still not forgive you for.
I might have
taking
I might have
pictures.
swooned a little bit. I'm sorry. I might have passed out.
I would have too.
Stevie freaking Wonder.
I know.
You know. Anyways,
Yeah.
you guys give us your favorite R&B artists, and go ahead and give us your favorite blues artists too. Why not? Great question. Just fun guitar.
Yeah.
Some great delve into the depths of Angela's childhood music. Get to know us better.
Right.
Next question. Let's see. Oh, Chivalry 218. Hello, Ryan and Angela. She's Angela. I recently read on the internet that a notable guitar player claims that paint color affects guitar tone. Sorry. Your thoughts? Hashtag KTMA. Yeah. Yeah, I read that too. Yeah. I heard that as well, read that as well. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's a little bit of a stretch, personally. Now, I kind of feel like anything that affects the vibration of the guitar can have an effect at some point on the tone. You know, like what the bridge is made of and what the nut is made of. Anything that comes into contact, obviously, with the strings that affects the vibration. And of course, I mean, the entire body of a guitar is vibrating when you hit it. So,
Right.
I guess if paint, you know, certain color paints have a different
Like color?
density because...
Like, is it because like different colors have different frequencies? Is that what they're trying to get to?
The blue
I don't think
resonates better than red.
I don't think it.
I only play blue
I think it
guitars.
means like in the spectrum of what's traveling through the air, not necessarily what has been mixed and placed in a contact position.
I heard Greg say something.
Like
Greg
the
from
blue
Vola.
paint has like an aura, and so it has its own frequency. So the frequency of the guitar is affected by the frequency of the blue aura that the.
I think
paint's
Greg
giving off.
said this because, you know, his brother Scott has
Mm-hmm.
Acacia Guitars and they make guitars, and Greg works for Vola, and so they know some things. And he did say that certain pigments of color can have different densities, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're talking like really, like you need a micrometer to measure the. Maybe I think he was like.
If you have a kid, if you have a child, if you own a lot of guitars and you have a child who does science fairs, maybe this might be a really good science fair experiment for it. But who
Yeah.
who has the time or the patience or
I don't think it's measurable. I don't think you can measure that personally.
I don't think you can
I don't
either.
think we can. I think because guitars are made of wood, and every single piece of wood, even wood from the same tree, is
different.
going to have different density in the cells.
I mean, you have to think of every slice of some wood, every slice of a tree, whatever way you are slicing the tree, you're getting different years that tree has been alive. So every
different density, different. I mean, it's different.
It's yeah.
So even within one tree, you could build several guitars, and they're going to sound and resonate
Right.
and vibrate a little bit differently because it's a different piece of living or once living tissue.
Right. That one year it might have experienced a fire, the next year it might have experienced a flood, the next year, and so every single ring, every single area of the thing has a different texture and life and story and frequency actually.
I think the wood itself is going to make more difference than the color of the paint. I think it's actually I think it's kind of dumb, but it's Billy Corgan, and if Billy Corgan says it,
That's
because he has
stretching.
platinum records, it must be true.
That's kind of stretching
Because
it.
he knows. I don't think it does.
Yeah.
Or if it does, it's immeasurable.
Yeah.
It's undetectable. If it does, it's undetectable. I think. But if Billy Corgan
I'm sure
says
there's been a
so,
Harvard study. There's some Harvard kids that are just
who
trying
am I
figure
to
that out
disagree with the great Billy
to this
Corgan?
day. Yeah.
All right, and well, final question is for Paul, but Paul is not here. He's at home washing his tights. No, I mean he's stuck in traffic. Hey Siri, text Paul.
What do you want to say?
Are you still stuck in traffic?
Your message to Paul DiGero says, "Are you still stuck in traffic? Ready to send it?"
Send it.
Okay, it's sent.
I have a personal assistant. I've been really enjoying this. Hey Siri, text Angela.
What do you want to say?
Hey girl, what you doing?
Your message to Angela Lawley says, "Hey girl, what you doing? Ready to send it?"
Send it.
Okay, it's sent.
You're a dork.
Your phone's in the other room. I'm a gork, thank you.
Hey Siri.
She's not going to listen to you.
I know.
Because your voice isn't programmed into my phone. Hey Siri. I forgot what I was going to
I'm
say.
listening.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
You're so nice, thank you.
She hung up on you.
She's ignoring me.
Yeah.
We're going to wait to see if Paul texts us back. He's supposed to be on his way right now because I told him there was a question that needs his attention. But he's driving in from work, so we'll be back in just a second. You need to go answer your phone because somebody texted you.
Dun, 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 dun.
Like, you know, when I talk to people in real life, I look around the room. I was playing with my hair on the way up here.
Did you get my text?
I just got it a minute ago.
He literally, as soon as we turned off the camera, he literally pulled up.
I did.
It was quite convenient.
Don't text and drive.
No. That's right. Use Siri. So you drive like this. Go, hey Siri.
My phone was in my pocket.
Well,
Then you end up sitting there like, bzz, bzz.
in my pocket. In my pocket.
Take off the seatbelt, dig it in your pocket, and you're like, and then you're like, ah!
Leave Siri out on your console.
You're not supposed to text and drive.
Well, I'm not. I'm talking.
But I'm driving.
You're driving. Next question and final question. Kurgel Kreutzer. Since Paul is bitter for not getting enough questions, I think he should
Not
settle
why I'm bitter.
this. Yeah, that's not why.
Not even close.
There's a plethora of reasons.
It started many moons ago.
I think he should settle this Star Trek question once and for all. Could Picard handle the crew of the original Enterprise and survive the 5-year mission? Remember, he would have to fight Gorn, face the Metrons, Baylock, Khan, plus many more cosmic entities during that time. Remember also that Picard lost in a fight to Soran when Kirk could stand his ground. Personally, I think Picard without the famous Shatner chop technique would not thrive. He needs his comfy air-conditioned high-tech chair. Professor X had a chair too. Otherwise, he is out of his comfort zone. So fire away. What do you think? Cheers.
You got something, people who like to sit in chairs?
What's wrong with chairs?
I like chairs. I sit in chairs all day. Tell people what to do.
You have a command chair.
I do have my command chair. Well, you got to look at this question this way. I think there's like 100 years difference between the original Enterprise and with Kirk, and then 100 years with Picard. Would you take a general or anybody in today's army and throw it back in World War I?
Would they thrive or
Would they
would they
thrive?
fail miserably?
Yeah. I honestly think that Picard would thrive. I mean, he didn't necessarily lose the battle with Zorn. He actually outsmarted him and used Kirk to get to him. And Kirk got his butt kicked and died because of Zorn.
Wow.
How's it feel? And you gotta think.
What a gork. What a gork. What a gork.
Well, yes, if Picard would actually whip the original Enterprise cast into shape. He doesn't take any bull. I mean, Kirk would just say, Spock, he'd always ask Spock what was up.
And Spock would know.
Yeah, but Picard would get on to Riker. Riker was like, sir, we need to do this. And he'd be like, I don't
Shut
care
up,
what you-
Wesley.
Yeah. It's like, shut up, Riker.
Shut up, Riker.
So, yes. And then the battles that Picard have fought, I mean, you have to go... Q's probably worse than all those other bad guys you mentioned, including...
Q's a
Khan.
cosmic entity.
He is. Then he was assimilated into the Borg. And then defeated that, so he beat the Borg. Which I'm sure the original Enterprise cast would have never have done because they didn't have the technology or the knowledge. And all that was figured out by Picard.
Who's smarter?
Who
Picard.
also got stabbed through his heart in a fight. So he has a mechanical heart. So
Bionic Picard.
yeah. So it's really, you can't pick who's better because of the era they were in. This is like Max Headroom. Because they were different knowledge, different styles. I mean, it's like you ask a doctor, again, I'm using examples, back in the day, they used to use the same needles over and over to give shots to people, and they would just sand them to make them sharper. And then today we have lasers.
Yeah.
So there's really no comparison. They're both good guys at what they do.
But Picard would be okay.
Yes.
He'd be fine. All right.
And I even have a little shrine of both of them. Standing next to each other, fighting
Both fighting.
arm in arm.
Yeah.
Not hand in hand. I was about to say. Is it hand in hand?
I don't know. Spock versus Data.
Data.
He had a beard.
Data
A
had beard.
fine,
Yes.
full beard.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I think Scotty over Geordi though.
Really?
Yeah.
But Geordi has bionic eyeballs.
Yeah,
Mean
but
nothing?
Scotty came up with the whole traveling and
Yeah.
getting out of them from going from the past to the future.
In the original Scotty, he was missing his middle finger. If you didn't know that.
I did not know that.
Let's see. Who else was there? Dr. Crusher definitely over Bones.
What?
She was a hottie. She touched my butt. Got a picture of it. She got really close and her hand went whoop on my butt. I was like, hee.
She was giving you an exam.
She was.
Checking you out.
With no glove. You know what I'm saying? Because I know.
Disturbing. Disturbing. All right, so there is your answer, Kurgle, to the Star
I
Trek.
might have went off La La Land, but yeah, you can't compare the
It's
two.
not a fair comparison.
No.
It's not a fair question. But Picard wins. It's like saying who's better, Snake Eyes or Dial Tone.
Dial tone, man.
Snake Eyes.
Dial
It's
tone.
like not even a
100%
fair
dial
question.
tone.
Like, why would you even bring that up? It's it's ridiculous, Kurgle creature. Of course, it's Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes is overrated. It's
You're
not
overrated.
G.I. Joe. It's
You're
a,
overrated.
It's a unit. You take Snake Eyes
You're a
and
unit.
Commando. And all of a sudden, he went from Commando to Ninja. No explanation. He just went, oh, we have a special unit. This guy, who was accidentally made because they couldn't think of a face. They just painted an old character black, and there you had Snake Eyes.
That's exactly what a secret ninja would want you to think.
Oh, jeez.
He's not like Bruce Wayne.
Nobody
Nobody
knows
knows
if
who
you
he
read the
is.
comic, you guys know he's dead, and they actually moved his brain into a woman.
What? Who?
Snake Eyes.
Not in the old comics.
Yes, Larry Hamilla's writing it.
Like currently?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Not the old ones.
Well, ones were
Yeah,
made
Thor
1982.
became a woman.
Woman.
Well, he didn't become a woman. A woman took his power. But she's not
like
really
most
Thor.
women do to men.
It doesn't count. It's like The Last Jedi. Doesn't count. Didn't happen. In my book,
I don't know what
didn't
you're
happen.
talking about.
So anyways, before we break into a fight, that's going to be the final question. Thank you,
Dial
Kurgle.
tone would call in an airstrike on
It's
Snake Eyes.
On his phone that he has to wear on his back because it's so
They made it
huge.
smaller. Carries it in his hand now.
Giant
Dial up.
dollar. Hold on, let me fax in this order real quick.
You got mail.
Meanwhile, while he's faxing, Snake Eyes has already snuck in and solved the problem. So
Yeah.
all right, and that's all the questions for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for leaving all your comments. We really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Yeah, we like that. And go ahead and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit that little bell, Angela, because Angela, you know, wants you to see all of our videos when we put them out. She really, really does. And leave a question for next week. Oh,
Long day at work.
you've been typing all day. Or have Siri type it for you. It's fine.
I don't know. She doesn't understand me.
Yeah, she's, well, you know, she's hard of hearing. You have an accent. It's not a Texas.
Yeah, it's like, how many people are you going to... Never mind. How often do you use the word ducking, huh?
Ducking going through the door.
Yeah. She'll understand me.
All right, and we
Just
will...
like most women in my life.
Yeah. So leave your question for next week. We'll try to answer it, and we will see you in the next video. Until then, keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
The music needs you.
You need the music.
And we need to keep it alive for people. Sometimes the next generation.
Make so.
The next generation of musicians and the current generation of musicians. We need to keep it alive for the Picards, keep it alive for the, what's his name?
Kirks.
Yeah. Not important.
Tiberius.
Tiberius.
You got to remember, Kirk's always going to have a special thing because that's where it all started.
That's true. I haven't even watched the current Star Trek. With what's her name from The Walking Dead.
Oh, that's Discovery. If it doesn't have Enterprise in the name.
You don't watch it. It doesn't exist.
No. I didn't.
It's like The Force Awakens. Never happened. Don't know what you're
If
talking
you have
about.
Star Wars questions, we can debate about that too. I'm not just a Trekkie. I do somewhat like Star Wars.
Yeah, you do. Although they're
I
making...
did. Long, long ago.
I used to in a galaxy.
Before
Before the dark times.
Ryan Johnson.
Before the dark times. Alright, we gotta go. I'm getting emotional. Alright, we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. May the force be with you.
Always.